All right, guys, so in this video, there's a couple of USL news that I wanted to talk about, so why don't we just get into it? And the first thing that I want to mention is that FC Juarez and El Paso Locomotive competed against each other. Now, I am all for this. I love international competition. You have two cities that are relatively close to each other, right? Everybody knows that. The fact that they joined together and said, hey, let's have a game, let's compete against one another, and let's showcase what we're all about, I think that's great. I think it's a great thing to see, this overall competition. But here's an issue that I have, and I hope I'm not sounding hypocritical or whatever. I want to know what we accomplished. You know, what did the USL accomplish by doing this? Because we all know that the USL champion is the second division, right? And FC Juarez, they play in Liga MX, which is the first division. So what did we think was going to happen? Again, I ask, what did we accomplish? Did we accomplish anything by this type of competition? With these type of games, most teams don't really take it that serious, especially it's just a friendly. You know, you're not going to put in your starters. You're not going to put in the guys that really matter to the team all that much. But at the same time, by us losing, by El Paso losing, does this in any way make the USL Championship look better? Does it make it look like a league that can compete? And that's why I'm asking, what was the whole purpose? Is the purpose just to have like a show, if you will, like some sort of show, like, hey, you know, we know that there's a lot of Hispanics who live in the area, so FC Juarez, you want to showcase what it is. If the goal was just to bring eyeballs to El Paso, was that the success? Did we succeed because it was a sellout crowd? But if we're judging it just overall on the game itself, it was a 3-0 loss. FC Juarez scored all three goals in the second half. So you have to ask the question, what becomes of this? What did the USL Championship, in eyes of the world, does it improve it? Does it say, yep, this is a league that is competitive, that can perform? Because here's the reality. Right now, MLS cannot even perform with Liga MX. It wasn't until recently that they won the Champions League, now called the Champions Cup. But that didn't happen. Before that, it was all Liga MX. So what, in my opinion, makes us think that Liga MX team is going to lose to a USL Championship team? It's almost like this thought of, if I was a bodybuilder, and I'm saying that because I just saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix, which is really good, by the way. But anyways, if I was a bodybuilder, they're not going to just throw me in to Mr. Olympia and say, yep, you can compete here. You have to earn your way. So it almost feels like that was kind of the situation here, if you look at it through the lens of competition. And I hope I'm making sense. And here's the thing, San Antonio did something last year where they had like the Campeones, I forget the name, but it was the USL Championship champion versus Expansión MX, which is Mexico's second division, champion versus champion. They versed each other in San Antonio, and San Antonio actually lost 4-1 on that one too. But that makes more sense, right? You have the same type of competition competing against each other in terms of second division versus second division. And again, I'm not saying I love good competition. I love when teams want to compete against the best, and when you have those stories of lower league teams beating higher up teams, that's I mean, that happens in the Open Cup. That's happened this past week. So I love that. But just, again, this game, I understand it was a friendly. I totally get that. But this game, if we look at it through the lens of just overall competitiveness, I just have to ask, what did the USL accomplish by this game? I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Please, let's get into this conversation and see what we can discuss in terms of this type of style, this type of game. And I would love to see some sort of competition like there is with the Champions League or what Liga MX and MLS are doing now. I would love to see the USL participate in something. Maybe it's with MX, Expansión MX, or maybe it's with the Canadian Premier League. Some sort of tournament where you have these teams competing against one another to showcase what they're about, to showcase how good we can be. When it's a legit tournament, I think players compete way more. I think teams take it more seriously. And you can have bragging rights as well. So I would love something like that to formulate, and we'll see if that comes maybe in the future. And then moving on, this was kind of a shock to me that Santiago Patiño, he was transferred to Vietnam. This type of move I was kind of shocked by because I know that they brought him back, and he was such a crucial role for San Antonio when they won the championship. So I was excited to see him because back when he was competing in the USL, I wasn't really into the USL as much, but I just knew that he was a contributing factor to them for helping them win. He was an important player for them. So that's why when he left, or when he came back, I was excited. I was like, oh, I want to see what this guy's about. I want to see how he plays. And so now that he's gone, it's kind of like, what? I didn't even get to see him. I didn't get to witness his game. I was a little bit surprised too that he went to Vietnam, just because I feel like as a player, Europe is where you really want to go. Now, I'm not sure how competitive the league is over there, but I know he goes to a 5-time championship team. So it's exciting to see overall, but I would have loved to see him, just hear that article saying like he's going to Europe. And maybe it's not too late for him, right? He's going to Vietnam, and maybe another team over there in maybe a better team will pick him up. So that could be an option as well. It's also just great to see that the USL Championship has teams scouting here, there have been so many young guys who have gone to Europe, who have gone to big clubs as well. That's always promising, just overall for the league. That's something that you want the league to keep growing in, and I think with time it is going to, without a doubt. But yeah, games just happened, but like I said, I couldn't watch. I'm gonna have such a busy Sunday that I wouldn't be able to really make a video for a while, so I just wanted to talk about this. This is important as well. This is overall the growth of the league, so I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Please like this video. It really helps me out, guys. The like, you hear it all the time from different content creators, but the like really does help. So if you could just give this video a like, and with that, guys, I will see you all on the next one.